te takotoranga, I takotora, I te waka, hi.
What's up guys, Shane here from Kiaora Whanau. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, see what I've been up to, and if you've seen these videos before, then welcome back. If you have been a part of my journey and you've seen the last video, you'll know that I moved away from my home back in New Zealand and I'm now living in Perth, over in Western Australia. So at the moment I'm doing FIFO work, which is fly in and fly out work. We fly out for 3 weeks, we fly up and then we work for 3 weeks and then we're home back down in Perth for about a week. So yeah, I've been working in the desert in a place called Fitzroy, rebuilding a bridge. Just got back into Perth, 6-hour flight, I'm buggered. 21 days straight, time to get some good rest and recovery, and hopefully I can get out for a dive. Yep, so look who I found, Whanau's here. You say hello?
Hello.
Hello. You like it in Perth?
Yeah.
Big Ryan next. Miss Zoe and Miss Marley. Now you look around the house and there's actually something in here. It's not echoing anymore. The most important thing is, I've got my whānau here with me now, so. Yeah! Today's the day, whānau. The conditions are finally looking right. I don't have mahi on, and look at that blue sky. We've got wind coming in from the westerlies, from the west, which is sort of what you want here around Perth, I think. I haven't quite sorted out the conditions, but just got all my gears here laid out. Check out these mean gloves, some work gloves. I got this suit here. I actually got this gifted to me by a bloke who was following me on Instagram. Thank you so much, Andrew. I really appreciate you for reaching out and, you know, helping a brother out. Another brother, Mark, reached out and hooked me up with this 120cm spear gun, which I'm hoping is gonna do the trick today. Also got the seat fins there from the brother Nick. Sure, brother, thanks for that, and shop for the foot pockets. I've been eyeing up potential spots that I can get out and get me a kai. I've been scouting Google Maps and, you know, scouted the whole coastline around here looking for some reefs. Today I'm going to go on about a 15-20 minute drive from home to a shipwreck called the Alkimos, which is what the suburb that I'm living in is named after. We view here. There's Alkimos. So the Moana's over that way, and I'm going to head up that way, all the way up this way. That's where the Alkimos is, about 250 meters off the coast. There it is, Alkimos. Got all the gears ready. Got my luggage carrier, support crew in the background. Got the wetty on now. Team Scrunchy Face at it again. It's only a 3mm. The Alkimos out there, about 250 meters out. So, yep. Let's go. It's not too often I've launched from a beach, and yeah, I was met with some pretty nasty viz, and there was debris floating around everywhere. I took a quick drop to see how deep it was, and I was about 50 meters out already, and it was only 2 meters deep, so I knew I had to get out to deeper water, and you know, hopefully I could find some of these reefs closer to the Shipwreck. It's been ship viz all the way from shore. So I reckon I'm 100 meters out by now, but it's getting a little bit better. These swells are up though, but it's pretty smooth. Wee bit anxious out here, you know, but just got to remember to stay calm. Everything will be ka-pai. So I'm about 150 meters out from shore now, and it's still quite shallow. The viz was improving, but still not the greatest. No signs of life just yet, but I was sort of expecting it to improve the deeper and the further that I got out. A couple of more drops and finally came across my first bit of life. A sea urchin. Well, we call them kinners back home, but this type of urchin is a little bit different, and from experience, the last time that I found one of these guys, they had almost nothing in it. So look at those kinners, Whanau. Far right, like a little bomb, like a little like one of those little things on that minesweeper fucking game. Crack up. Oh well, back into the dive anyway. Sometimes kinners make me lose focus. I started to come across some pretty good terrain. Some, you know, looked like it had some potential to be holding some crayfish. So I spent some bit of time looking around in some holes, some cracks, and yeah, it looked like I might come across something. But I suspected that it would be a little bit too shallow. But life started to pop up, and I started to see a few fish, which was giving me a bit of hope. Only shallow here, about 4 meters deep. Water temp 16 degrees, so 3mm is all good. Thought I was going to get cold, but nah, sweet as. I was hovering on the surface and having a real good breathe up when I noticed some movement and a little bit of shimmering light below. My first instinct was that is a huge snapper. So I dropped down real quick, extended out my arm, take a shot on this fish, and it joined up with a whole big school of fish just like it, and I soon realised that those were just drummer, so not really a nice eating fish, so I just held fire. Ooh, I thought those were snapper. I was about to pull the trigger,
Glad I did it.
Now this shipwreck had a really interesting history. I actually stayed up the night before this dive and done a little bit of research on it, and it turns out that yeah, there's quite a lot of bad things happened on this ship, and apparently it was bad luck. So heading out to the shipwreck, I was pretty anxious actually. It was quite an eerie feeling getting out there.
Can't be too far away from the bell now. I reckon it's just over there somewhere. I heard some interesting stories about this shipwreck, that it was haunted, and you know, there was a murder-suicide on there and people hearing noises and stuff on there. I'll leave a bit of a video in the description or just up above here somewhere on the screen, so you guys can check out what this the history behind this shipwreck. That's the bow of the ship breaking on some waves right there. And duck down under and see what's going on, eh? Very eerie. Bit of current around today. Gotta be careful there.
Now you can't really tell here, and the video doesn't really do it too much justice, but the current here was absolutely ripping. You wouldn't be able to tell by the way that those fish are swimming around there and the debris is just sort of floating. But it's like the tide couldn't make up which way that it wanted to go, and I was just getting pulled around pretty hard. I had actual genuine fear there that I was going to get sucked out to the ocean, so yeah, I decided to back off a little bit because yeah, I didn't fancy being swept out to sea.
Damn, there's so much current in there. It's sucking me that way. It's pulling me pretty hard too. That's a thing, whanau. You ever feel unsafe? You ever feel threatened by a current or any other sort of situation like that? Pays to just get out of there. So yeah, I'm gonna back off a little bit now, maybe start even heading back in. Nothing's worth your life, so always got to play it smart when you're out there diving, especially solo.
I backed off a little bit from the wreck, and as soon as I done that, the current in the pool seemed to just weaken straight away. So I thought, I'm out here now anyway, I might as well just carry on and try and find some crayfish. Plenty of holes and cracks and caves here to sort through. A lot of these holes I would expect to be filled back home, but yeah, this place must get raided. I spent the next 5 or 10 minutes covering ground and just seeing what I could come up with. Finally I came to this ledge here that was a bit more closer to the shipwreck, which was actually holding a few crayfish. I looked inside this crack and I could see a few decent sized ones in there. You can see me here turning around and looking back over my shoulder. I usually just do that. Sometimes you can just turn around and there'll be a fish right there ready for you to bang, so I was hoping that was going to be the case. Now I didn't go for these crays straight away. I wasn't going to go sticking my hand in there and scaring them all the way to the back of this cave, so I thought I'd check out, you know, the surroundings and see if there was a back entrance, go back up to the surface, have a good breathe up and head back down again, see if I can nab.
Man, a few crays down there I can see. I backed up into a wee hole though, so I don't know whether I can get my hand in there, but I'll give it a shot.
So I scooped back down to the bottom to this cray hole to see if I can nab me some of these beautiful Western Australian crayfish. I could see before on the way back to the surface that there was 2 little back entrance holes that they could potentially escape out of. And I knew that if I missed them on the first shot, that there'd be a pretty good chance that I'd scoot to the back of that hole and maybe I could grab them from the back entrance. It turns out the hole was a lot deeper than I thought. I got my whole arm in there right up to my shoulder and nope, pretty much just tickled them and away they went to the back.
Damn, they're a bit too far in. Bit too far in here.
I wasn't going to give up on these crays that easy, so I thought I'd pull out one last trick, which is to poke my spear gun and then give them a wee shuffle around, see if they would get to the back. Now, obviously I put my safety on first. You are not allowed to shoot crayfish with your spear gun or poke them in any way. I gave them a wee tickle up, hoping that would pay off. Went around the back entrance to check if they were there, and they must have found another wee cave off to the side or something like that. I can see why a lot of people over here use cray nooses. I'm used to just chucking my hand in that hole and just pulling out a cray, but yeah, obviously it's maybe something that I'm going to have to look into. I thought I'd stop terrorising those crays and let them live to see another day. Headed back into shore, and it took me probably about 30-35 minutes just to swim in. That tide was absolutely pumping by the time I was ready to go in. As soon as I got out to that shipwreck, it was pretty eerie feeling out there, eh? Like just knowing what happened on that ship. Yeah, the tide and the current sucking around all those little walls and the jagged bits of steel was quite freaky, you know. Like I feel myself getting pulled around, so I'm not going to go risking it just for a feed. But yeah, come across a few crays out there. Shame I couldn't grab them. I knew I'd only have one chance to get my hand in that hole and try and pull them out, but nah, too slow, man. Must be getting old. Those big fish, I'm not too sure what they were, but yeah, I thought they were a snapper the first time, and I went to go pull the trigger. I'm glad I didn't. Can't always get a feed whanau. As long as you make it home safe, it's the main thing. You know, it's not too often I come home without a feed. I'm used to my own stomping grounds, but I understand, you know, over here things are a little bit different, and I'm still getting to know this place. So yeah, I'm back up in Fitzroy now. Time to get back to mahi, time to get back to smashing it. Whanau's back down in Perth. I miss them already, been away for a few days. I'm hoping to tee something up pretty cool next time that I get to go home, and hopefully I can get out with some of the brothers on a boat. I'm not one to make excuses, but swimming out 250 meters from shore, poo as viz. But I'm glad I'm pulled out of that dive and stayed away from that shipwreck though. I don't fancy being sucked out to sea. I don't think anyone would enjoy that. I get the question a lot, why did you move to Australia? And long story short, I just wanted to move over here and try and get ahead for my whanau, smash some goals, and one day I'll be back home doing my thing whanau. And I know this content that the last few videos I've put out hasn't been your normal old big kinners and power and big crays, but I'm still figuring this place out. Hopefully I can make some good content here for you guys, but one day I'll be definitely back slaying the southern seas again, getting fat kinners, so keep an eye out, and hopefully we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Kai Down Under.